Mike Caputi. I'm a member at DTSOF. I am a parent, and I'm also a science teacher. Well, I've thought about this, and this is kind of a, when I think about it, a lot of times when I was younger, I lived off of a lot of the running that I was doing in high school and junior college, and that was a lot of my cardio, and then a lot of like weight training for bulk, for size. And then as I got older, I was doing less and less of it, and it ended up when I was going to the gyms, I would just kind of change everything according to what was hurting at that time. And then one time when I was in my garage in my early 30s, I must have slipped something, because then my back hit and I went down, and then I spent the entire time from that point forward trying to avoid going through that pain again. And it affected a lot of the way that I worked out. I would say struggling with both fitness and nutrition. I never really even thought about nutrition, but mostly the training was more, I was always seeking out where to lessen my back pain, and I kept thinking that I would do more and more different things. Yoga, I was trying, a lot of times when I would do squats, it would end up with back pain. I realized a lot of my hamstrings, I just didn't know if I had real back problems or if I was just having some sort of effect from not exercising, but I couldn't get over the hump of getting the exercising going, because I'd get into a lot of extreme pain. I'd say both on a big scale. And pride keeps me from doing a lot of different things. And so I just kind of kept marching forward, thinking that it was going to work its way through. Now, with regards to the nutrition, that was a big eye-opener for me after getting involved with you guys here at DTSOF, was the eye-opening part of, holy Toledo, you mean Captain Crunch has that many carbs in it? And it was just unbelievable. Or Taco Bell burritos had that many, and I started to realize, wow, I've got some changes that I have to do. But working with you guys on the nutrition side has helped quite a lot. A lot of good, helpful suggestions throughout the days, right? So it's not just a one-time operation where, hey, follow this. It's a lot of times where I'm coming into the gym, asking questions and getting good advice from that point forward. And I think we're seeing a lot of successes. I think a lot of toning up, and also the weight is starting to drop off. I think at least 10 or 15 pounds as of right now. No, I don't know what it was. I know Sam, my wife, was coming for quite a while, and she always talked highly of the gym and all of you guys that helped out with the training. And I kind of, again, my pride would probably get in the way, where I would say, that's great, I'm glad it's working. But she was always talking about the feel-good factor that she was getting. And so I listened a lot, and I listened. And then one time I came through, and I chatted with one of you guys, I think it was Kadima, and I liked what I saw, and there wasn't a push, like a lot of times people can get all aggro about wanting you to be doing things, and there was just like, hey, just, we're here if you want to hook up. And I was like, okay, that's cool. It's not one of those kind of places where, like if I'm not showing up at Tuesday at 5 a.m., someone's yelling in my ear. So it was like, I liked it, but that was the tipping point where I was realizing, oh God, I can't keep operating with the pain, and I've got to figure something out. I don't want to go into surgery. I just need to figure something out. And I was like, okay, I'm going to push this one last little bit of understanding my physical body with regards to this pain. And I wasn't willing to give up on training out of it, like training my body into the happiness or the feel good factor. That's a tough question. I'd have to say, just overall, I'm a lot happier because I'm not in the pain anymore. Like I'm able to if there's things to do or we're running around. A lot of times in the past, I couldn't stand up for much more than about 5 minutes straight. I'd have to really sit down a lot. There was a lot of effects that were happening. And I'd have to say that's been the best part. I think Sam would probably say that she enjoys me being a little less tension filled in terms of, oh, I got to go up in the attic, or I got to go fix this, or I got to go stand over here, or I got to, like a lot of times I was trying to avoid those kind of things. And so I would say overall, it just makes everyday life easier and more enjoyable. There's not much. I'm pretty much straight up for what you see is what you get. There's not, other than that I juggle, I think that's about it. There's no depth in here. It's just, and that's what I think what was nice about getting in and becoming involved is that, I just who I am. I'm a quiet person. I like to read. I'm really comfortable in just kind of cruising along and enjoying what's in front of me and not being camped out waiting for the future to happen. I'm trying to give it all right here. Probably just at the house or at work. Lately it's been work, but most of the time it's at the house. I like my downtime hanging out. I'm fortunate enough to have a couple of kids still around that haven't flown the coop, and so hanging out there, doing some reading, looking things up. The internet's great. When you come from the Generation X, right before, where we had to go to encyclopedias to have the computers and everything now is just awesome. A lot of video games. I like to play different kinds of video games, all different platforms. I haven't gotten into the PC gaming side to where the keyboards are a factor, but I'm still stuck in the old joystick era a lot of times, and then I'm trying to, put my thumb out and get my fingers out of the way when I'm playing on my PS4. Yeah, I'd say the favorite thing is just that the mindset of what I'm trying to do is here. Like I think there's an overall ethos that I like, and where when I show up here, people are positive. I want to be positive. And it's not just a physical positive, right? There's also, I believe that there is a spiritual side to doing this, right? Like my body craves both, and I like that when we show up here, people have made the commitment that are exercising with me, and we're all, we all keeping it positive, even though sometimes our muscles are a little sore on certain days because the coaches like to go a little overboard, joking, tongue in cheek. It's just that that's what I enjoy, is that there's always a positive aspect that's going on in here. And it's whether it's with the other people that I'm training with or the coaches. I value that a lot, because I need, one of the reasons I've always thought that I could kind of keep things going on the exercise side by myself. And I noticed over the last, say, 5 or 10 years, it was getting harder and harder to push myself. Okay, yeah, I do good or I do well for the first week of like weightlifting or the first week of running, and then it would kind of fall off because I don't have that push. And so I started to realize by listening to Samantha's experience how important it was just to have somebody, around, not just to push you, yell at you in your ear like a drill sergeant, but to have that, somebody around to like, hey, am I doing this correctly? And I value that a lot, because I've been able to interrogate more and more about my back pain, and a lot of times it's about posture, it's about structure, it's about understanding, my lifts, it's understanding, am I adding to the pain, right? And then just slowly learning how to stretch. That's been a big hint too. Oh, that's a great question. I'd have to say it's anything to do with legs. I'd have to say deadlifts or squats, and anything to do with being, when I first started, it was just like I was really reticent about going over in a bend over fashion because of the experiences I'd had for 20 years. And it was just like, okay, I have to avoid this. And so the time that I finally have been able to do, like I started with deadlifts, I was starting with sumo deadlifts, where I was able to kind of not put so much pressure on the back. And then as I made my way into regular deadlifts, into deeper and deeper squats, it was like, those have been the biggest accomplishments in my eyes. Like when I come home after a day of some serious squats where I'm getting the leg bone, I think this is the femur, I can't remember what it is, but getting it below, the squat below horizontal, or getting that deadlift going where it's a traditional leg spread deadlift and not super spread. There's just, my mouth is open on those days. I'm like, holy Toledo, I can't believe that I'm actually doing this. And I would have my brain, overcoming the brain resistance has been the hardest part, I think. I've spent time stretching and getting over the hump, but with a lot of guidance. And then that's helped, and that's added to my life quite a lot. And so you'll see me here quite often. I'm always trying to be as regular as I can, but I also have realized that I can overdo it. And so I have to just be real careful. But, it's been, until it stops making me feel good, right? I'm going to be here as regular as I can. Oh, I would say don't wait around. The thing I think that, we do as humans is we want to be ready for when we show up to do something. And I think that's probably a hindrance, for joining up. I would say just come on, bring your body, and, don't worry about, different things, whether this is functional or you look this way or you feel this way. Like I would say, if you want to make that transition, just jump in and just go for it and realize that, if you look at a lot of what I'm doing, it's not a huge commitment, right? It's just a matter of an every, for me, it's 5 days a week. When I started, it was 3 days a week, right? It's a small hourly, hour and a half commitment for me. And I've been able to reap a lot of the rewards just by trying to stay regular and staying connected within the gym. So don't hold back.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That's it?
Being with us. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait, hold on. That's right. That's right.